Hello and welcome to Structured Change. Today we're going to talk to you about how one might consider moving away from contract KPIs to adding value or further value. Two organisations will form a contract as a form of assurance and accountability to either party to deliver what is required. What will happen in most circumstances is, and it's just the nature of economics, is we will keep coming back to what are the KPIs we have to deliver, and often through many different reasons we have blinkers on to anything beyond those KPIs. So from the customer's point of view, they've put a contract out to market. They want something of value delivered. So the organisation externally comes back and let's just say it's a maintenance contract, there to deliver maintenance. Now in terms of ISO, it addresses two of the fundamentals, and that is assurance and also value. But if we then take a further look at those fundamentals and we introduce both leadership and alignment, there's an opportunity to go beyond KPIs and move to what we will refer to as operational KPIs, i.e. what sits around that contract that could be improved, and then ultimately move towards customer and contractor KPIs, which looks beyond just the operational KPIs. This movement from, or shifting left as we like to call it, away from contract KPIs brings the ability to test future KPIs. It's not probably foreign to many of you that towards the end of a contract, organisations scurry around to try to work out in those last 6 months how they can convince the customer that they're the best people for an extension of contract. Well, what if you are able to demonstrate early on in the contract that you were capable of achieving greater KPIs than just those of the contract? So let's take a look visually at this next presentation, and it's food for thought for all of you, both customer and contractor, to how you can come together to add mutual benefits to your organisations. Again, we're using a contract for maintenance as the example, but you will get the understanding this can be applied in many different areas. Let's take a look. Now this must be a favourite for most organisations, especially one if you're a contractor wanting to move up the value chain, but also too if you're a customer and you want you want your contractor to start improving and moving towards your organisational goals. It is one of trust, but it is also one of alignment and leadership. If we take the basic contract, it's pretty straightforward. There's a contract and it has key performance indicators. It may have pain gain, it may have a lot of determining factors, but at the end of the day, it is created and negotiated so that two capabilities come together in order to achieve an outcome, and very much underpinned by a commercial framework. Taking that a step further, the next layer around is that you've got on one side the supplier or the contractor, and on the other side you've got the customer. But it's important to realise that when we're talking about it at this discrete focus, we're talking about the operational level for both, which can also be seen, if you like, more around the project or the contract. So a discrete piece of work within both organisations. If I then take that a step further, I can still have the operational context on both the contractor and the customer side, but a customer will have a contract in place in order to satisfy some program or some tactic in mind in terms of its own market. So in this presentation, we're going to look at how the contractor can look beyond the operational and into that program for mutual benefit. Taking this model even a step further, we've got the operational, which we discussed before. We have the contractor trying to reach beyond just the operational and move up the value chain to the program. But now we've got the contractor wanting to go even beyond that, right up through to the portfolio or to the strategic levels of their customer's organisation. In order to do this, we do need that trust demonstration of capability, demonstration of assurance, demonstration that the contractor is in this for mutual gain, not just a pull on revenue, which is often, unfortunately, mistaken when a contractor does try to reach up a value chain with a customer. Now, in the first level, we talked about just at the operational level here. Let's just see some of the basic improvements that a contractor could put forward. What about improvements in safety? How about increases in throughput, delivered in full on time, reducing or eliminating defects, the competency of their own staff on the floor, stock levels, are we carrying too much stock, or stock turns and effectivity of those stocks, serialization management, which is very much aligned to configuration management, and is there an opportunity here to move away from KPIs to more of a pay and gain share? Let's move now to the program, where we're trying to look right through now from not just the operational but into a customer's program of work. Can we have, or is there any alignment to something that the contractor is doing with an internal program or initiative the customer has got? Could I actually do something different in operations that may assist other programs that the customer may have? Rather than being a recipient of old stock or trying to manage obsolescence, what about we move into the customer's program world and find out how we can help them? Configuration management. Whilst it's very much done at the local project level or contract level, why couldn't we do the same and actually help the customer in their program and or ourselves in our other programs? We move away just from competency management to human capital management. And we're moving away, or there's an opportunity to move away from just unit or quantity performance metrics through to performance metrics, i.e. outcomes. We're also looking at moving from KPIs to key result areas. For instance, customer satisfaction, supply chain quality, security, comfort. There are many different key performance areas out there that can actually readily available on the internet that one could find to actually lift yourselves up from just KPIs. And of course, a simple one is to explore industry KPIs. For instance, labour price index, material indexes, and basic inflation as to something mutually to pin your performance against. And then finally, we're now gone from just the operations. We've gone through to the program. Now we're right moving left all the way now through to the portfolio, or the dollars that the customer has in their own lines of business. So perhaps as a contractor, we've demonstrated that not only are we operationally mature, we understand their programs, but we even can reach beyond that through to helping customers achieve or explore new market strategies. There could be a technical alliance or a service alliance with our customer. There even could be a potential joint venture, co-branding, do something together in the future. For the customer, they may introduce a new line of business because now they're doing an area of asset management they weren't previously able to do before. Potential capability acquisition. It might be around design, could be configuration management, obsolescence management, planning, for instance. You could always obtain additional capability. We could move away from just program-oriented configuration management and go something wider to organisational-wide configuration management, which can also place bearing on your suppliers. We could look at looking at workforce distribution between entities. Could we actually have a centre of excellence from the contractor go around the organisation of the customer and share ideas and knowledge? And of course, human capital succession planning, as opposed just to bodies on the ground delivering work. Let's look at the full whole of life perspective and treating a human being as an asset under human capital. So finally, in this summary slide, what we're trying to do here is shift left. As an organisation here, us as the contractor, we're trying to please and satisfy the contract. We're trying to demonstrate that we can have alignment in the customer's programs. And then equally important, and in time, through trust, leadership, assurance and alignment, we could actually align with the client in order to participate and perhaps influence their strategy for market or even market dominance. So the purpose of this slide was really to demonstrate that while you might be down in the contract space, there is nothing threatening about moving left through to tactical and then through to strategic. This comes down to trust and leadership, as I mentioned before. So I hope you've got something out of this slide deck in terms of the potential way in which to move up the value chain. But if you're a customer, how you can also invite your contractor to do the same. Again, this must be done on core capability, not just individuals, although individuals do allow the leadership piece to begin, but assurance and alignment can be placed into procedures and to goals around performance. Thank you, and please come back and check out other videos at structuredchange.com, structuredchange.tv.